This is still figuring tech out.
Welcome everyone to Still Figuring Tech Out, and the hosts Joy and Josiah and Chinazar. Okay, so today we're talking about certifications because we felt like this is one of the topics that needs to be discussed. Because when we're starting, a lot of professionals will like get a certification, get the S plus, it land us a job, and honestly, most of us got a job without even these certifications. It was until after, like we got after in the job, we got our certifications. So we're just going to like talk about it because everywhere you go online, they're like get a certification, get that, and it can be confusing and expensive. So I want us to really break it down from our own experience, right? So when we were just starting out, like how were we able to decide which certification to go for? Like if you were planning to take a certification before you got a job, which how did you decide which certification to take, and was it based on YouTube advice, influencers advice, or a mentor's advice, or did you actually research on it, or was it just because it's a popular one, I'm going to like take it? Like how did you decide which certification to get for yourself?
Okay, so I think I'll start. Newsflash: I didn't get my first job with any SATs, and that's just to tell you that certificates are not guarantees that you'd get a job. Now, speaking to people that are interested in getting certifications whilst job hunting, there is no one size fits all SATs. It depends on your area of expertise in cybersecurity or tech in general, but I think we're speaking more on cybersecurity today. So usually you would hear the usual security plus, network plus, A plus. They are good foundational certificates. And I feel like the best way, if you're just getting into cybersecurity, the best way to actually get the foundational knowledge is maybe taking the course, not the certificate, taking the Security Plus course. And then once you've streamlined your career paths, now we know that there are different paths in cybersecurity. You can now streamline your certificates. So let's assume you're into application security. You're not concerned with CISA Plus, which is for the analysts. You're more concerned with OSCP, maybe CEH, and the likes. If you're with CEH first, then if you're a cybersecurity analyst, I think CISA Plus, and if you're looking to like dabble into the cloud area of cybersecurity analysis, you could do SC200. That's for the Microsoft environment. So what I'm trying to say is there's no one size fits all SAT if you're looking to get a job, and also understand that you can actually get a job with the right skills even if you don't have certificates. So yeah.
There's this thing about S plus. A whole lot of people up to now they still say take your S plus, take your S plus. Why? Like I know that okay, it's because of it's the whole like international standard, and once you put it like in your CV, there's this whole ATS system, like they track it and filter out people that even do not have this thing. Do you feel like it's necessary for people or beginners to take the S plus? Do you think or they should like take other like more technical courses? Because for the S plus it's like based on theory, right? So
Mhm.
if someone is, let's say, going for penetration testing, do you think the person should start with an S plus, or the person should go for like after doing like their whole like maybe try hack me, hack the box? Do you think they should go straight to S plus, or they should go for a CH?
Okay. Personally, right, if I get your question correctly, I think first of all, I think that I understand the hype around getting a security plus, right? And if you ask me, I would understand why any beginner would probably want to try out a security plus. Like I think Chinaza mentioned, is the fact that it's kind of like it gives you a very general like background, right? So security
Yeah.
plus covers like almost every like domain in cybersecurity that you could possibly like niche down and focus on. So personally, I would say, like Chinaza said, if you could get the course right, and not necessarily the certification. Because I think in cybersecurity, there's this thing around hype with certifications, right? Like once the market is already hyping a particular certification, like everybody then focuses on it, right? And then hiring managers and everybody's like, okay, you need this, you need that. But back to your question, I would say I think a beginner can, you know, although I would say also that I don't think Security Plus is the most foundational course a beginner can take. To let's
Yeah.
be very honest, like there are a lot more foundational courses, right? Like they could probably try with like ISC, right, and do something like that. ISC Square, like certified in cybersecurity. That was the first one I ever did, although it was largely because of hype, right? But it was beneficial. Do you understand? And then you can progress from there. But I do think that the Security Plus is kind of like an essential because of the fact that it gives you a very general background, or similar courses like that are essentials.
Okay. So if someone is like starting, like wants to start cybersecurity right now, what will you advise them not to start with?
Okay. If you're just looking to get into the industry, I feel like your focus should not be on certifications. It should be on getting the required knowledge, essential foundational knowledge. Um, Focusing on certifications just takes line of sight away from the required skills you're supposed to have. So if you're looking to get into cybersecurity, you should be more focused on maybe getting a roadmap on how to get into a particular field. That's if you've decided that okay, this is the field I want to go into. You should be concerned about the foundations of cybersecurity. If you're coming from a non-technical background, you should be concerned about how computers and how systems work. You shouldn't jump right into cybersecurity when you don't know how an operating system works, or how a normal laptop works, how it communicates around the network, and all or stuff like that. So I would advise, like I advise everybody that comes to me with this question, that Cisco is a powerhouse. Cisco, and it's entirely free. Now we all know that certifications can be ridiculously expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So as a beginner, you should not be thinking about certifications. You should be thinking about knowledge. And Cisco is like the powerhouse for me. There is no way in heaven or earth that you would actually complete the Cisco junior cybersecurity analyst pathway diligently, that you would come out the same person you were when you started. So you need to focus more on acquiring knowledge than certifications. Are certifications important? Definitely. But if you're starting out, you should be more focused on knowledge. So that's my thought on that.
Okay. Um, for me, I would say that cybersecurity is more about skills and proof, right? Certification like can come later, in the sense that certification validates your skill.
Does it?
Yes. Right, like somebody can have like 5 years of experience, right? Like being whole 5 years of experience, and when it's time to take certification, like let's say it's a somebody in a leadership role, like, I want to take the CISSP. What the person will see in that exam would be totally relatable than someone just starting out and has the money to pay for the CISSP and takes it, right? So, like we see some people that, like in my GSEC or GIAC program, I've seen people that take only 1 month to study for their GCIH, or even like 3 weeks. And for me, I have to like settle down and take it for like 3 months for me to really understand what I'm doing. So what I'm trying to say is that they have like more level of experience, like more field experience than someone that will actually just want to like have the certification just like that to like enhance their career or whatever. So that's what I'm saying. It validates your skills, because when clients are trying to reach out to you, these are standard certifications. So they want to the certification tell them that okay, they trust you, that you have this skill
Skill.
basically. So when I was starting out and I was saying certification, honestly, I was even looking for okay, there was no money then. I was looking for how I was going to get my hands on certification. It was so the noise about certifications was so much that I got distracted from what I was actually learning. So it can actually be a confusion to some people. So I got distracted what I was actually learning until I actually settled down. I was like, okay, you don't have the money to actually pay for certification. What do you need to do? You need to show people what you can do. Because a lot of people don't go to universities, people just settle down, they don't even have certification. There was this webinar I attended on YC's webinar on um, one popular large company. The senior manager there only had two certifications in all of her years of experience, and the two certifications I'm about to even write them. So it just says that you need that skill. You don't necessarily need to like fight for all the certification. Yes, certification help you in the sense that for like in your job applications, right? You
It's a HR thing.
to be ahead of your peers. But once you have that skill, there's no way somebody can have like a, let me say, CHFI or CH. Once it's like once it comes down to interviews, we can still say somebody that has like more hands-on experience can
Yeah,
beat that person.
yeah.
Because there was one time, even in Dr. Ireti's pitch, someone with CISSP was there to pitch. Why are you there when you have that certification, right? So you can see the level of the person had a certification, but this person hasn't still landed a role or hasn't still navigated their way through cybersecurity to know what they want to do. They are still like going round the circles. So for anybody listening, just know that certification, yes, it helps you, but it does not totally help you. You need to actually show your workings, show that you can actually do something. Again, it only validates your skill. It's only for like probably the outliers that probably they use their certifications to actually land that role. But
Mm-hmm.
what companies are looking at now, because cybersecurity is business. Businesses want to scale, businesses want to grow, and that's why they're incorporating cybersecurity into
Their
their
business, yeah.
businesses, so that once there is a now that they are going towards the cloud and everything, we
Yeah.
secure the system. So without these businesses now, there will not be like cybersecurity, because there's like, as things are progressing, the whole technology, the whole AI and stuff like that. That's why we need it. The aim of cybersecurity is for business continuation, where if business stops now, there's no availability. Like what happened to Cloudflare, where it was down, everybody was
Yeah.
looking for like what are we going to do about it. So basically, do not focus on certifications entirely. I mean, once you're satisfied with your level of progress, or how technical you are, or your level of knowledge or experience, then you can start saving up to take a certification. Or some companies even do this for you. Some
Yeah.
companies actually pay for your certifications, or you can get some free vouchers from communities. Yes, Swices does this. Like, it's part of like the benefit where you can be able to win vouchers for certifications. Or you can also even do like what I did. I paid a little fee, but I actually got more from it with the Sans Pella scholarship. Like, I waited for that scholarship because I saw like the how rich it entails. Like, and I went for it. It was a risk, but I took it, and thank God, like I like got it. So these are actually ways for you to like get your hand certifications if you can't like get it yet for yourself, right? So
Joy, sorry, before you continue, right? There's something I don't know, I'm struggling with it, right? And you said certifications validate your skill. Because when I'm looking at it, it's more like people just like read and pass certifications. Like I know of someone, right, that was on a certification spree. I just went on reading because let's think about it. How many of these certifications do you actually have to do very, very much hands-on stuff before you get the certification? Right. So does it really validate your skill? Personally, I'm struggling with that statement. Right.
Okay, so I wouldn't say it validates your skill.
Yeah.
I feel like, and this is from a HR perspective, not from a technical recruiter's perspective,
Yeah.
the chances that, is it A or an the chances that HR would pick you because you have security plus over somebody that doesn't have is high. Now it gets your foot into the interview door, your skills. are what gets you the job, not the certifications. But the chances that ATS would rank your CV high because you have some certain certification on it is another point to take into consideration. So it doesn't necessarily validate your skills. You might have these skills, you can get jobs with just your skill, but um it's an addition basically to your whole career progress and process.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I would still say it validates the skill in the sense that there are some certifications that a beginner would want to take now and they will not pass it,
Like,
right? Like the CISSP.
oh no, those are like, let's talk like security
Yes.
plus or like,
Yeah.
all those.
So, okay.
CISSP, sorry to cut you short, Joy. CISSP,
That's
from
like,
the person that took it, is not as technical as you might think.
No, I mean,
oh,
it's the
It
whole.
cuts across the entire field
Yes,
of
yeah.
cybersecurity. But you see the certifications in penetration testing. I think I'm looking to take one just for the fun of it. You're literally going to have to hack something.
Yeah,
yeah.
So it's not just theoretical questions.
yeah.
You're given a lab and
Mhm.
then you have to actually do these things. So that speaks to your hands-on experience as well. So not just what you read from Google or
Yeah.
what you know from ChatGPT and the likes. So some of these certifications do validate skills,
Yeah.
but there are some that somebody might just need to read for 1 month, two
Yeah,
months,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they'll ace it.
For the whole like certificate, the theoretical certifications, so you can say somebody can read it. I mean, can study for it and pass. But you see OSCP, you see CPTS, you see CDSA, you see
Yeah.
EJPT, PD, the one for TCM. Like when you need to
Those are
actually,
more hands on,
yeah,
yeah.
those ones. There's not even theory work. It's like some are even 1 week, some are 5 days, some are 3 days hands-on examinations. So those are the things that if you do not know what you are doing, you can't pass it.
Joy, so is it safe to say that a lot of those theory certifications validate your skill to the people hiring? Not necessarily. So you can't use that to gauge yourself to say, oh my, like you can't use that as some form of self validation. Do you understand? Like, because what I'm saying is like, as someone gets your foot into the door, you should not see the fact that you pass a theory certification as some sort of self validation that, oh my god, I have this skill, right? It's just a form of validation to the people hiring, to HR, to your hiring manager, to those types of people, not to you. I don't know if you get
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah,
say.
yeah.
So people shouldn't carry that whole. Those types of certifications are not things you carry on your head and say, oh, I have this. That means I have this skill.
Yes, yes,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah. So.
yeah. So I think it's until you actually pass those technical certifications because you're going to sweat.
Yeah.
You're going to sweat. Like from the whole while we write an examination for 1 week, there's no theory. Like you know yourself that you're good. You understand? So when you're even there for an interview or anything, and somebody say explain this and explain that, when you're talking with confidence, when you have knowledge about something, there's a way you speak
Yeah.
that shows you know what you're doing, and somebody that actually just prepared and crammed a lot of things. So yeah, those type of examinations actually validate
No.
your
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
skill. So all right. Now, we know that certifications are expensive, right? So, from your experience, the certifications that you guys have now, did any of them actually help you? Or was this just for only vibes and for LinkedIn?
Okay, the vibes and for LinkedIn got me. um, Not for vibes. I wouldn't say any has helped me so far because I just took them, but I've not really like applied for jobs using those
So, was there
certifications.
anyone that
And all were free actually. I didn't
okay?
get to pay. I got a voucher for one. That was certified AppSec practitioner. I got a free voucher for that. And then I said 27,001 lead auditor was free. It's now paid in the platform I used, but it was free. And The ISO 27001 standard is for information security and management system. That's like the basis of whatever standards or whatever technology company or technology product or service you're looking to render. So there was a need for me to take something in that line because I needed it for work. So that's why I took it. Now, I'll be taking more this year, and that would be more streamlined to my career paths. So yeah.
Okay, so like, have you ever felt pressure to get a certification because everybody was getting it?
No,
Was
no,
that you? Do you have anything
no,
to say?
no. I've never been pressured. I think there was one thing that my previous employer said when the company I did my internship at. He said, "We don't push you to get certifications, not because it's not important, but because your skills are more important than whatever certification you're looking to get.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get the certification, definitely you might ace the certification exam, and then you have the whole, oh, I am pleased to inform, the whole LinkedIn thing.
Yeah.
But now, when it comes to the nitty gritty of your work, do you have the required skills to thrive in your job role? So you should. I've always been more focused on gaining skills than
Yeah.
certifications. Crazily, I took my first certification in 2025 and I got my first job in 2024. So skills are way more important to me. I understand the need for certifications, honestly. I understand that the chances that I'll get an interview at one of the major fintechs might be
Mm-hmm.
because I have a certain
Yeah, yeah.
certification. I understand that.
And
So it's
because of the
very
reputation
important.
of that certification.
Exactly. So it's very important, but I've never been focused on certifications as compared to gaining required skills to actually thrive in my job role. So no, no pressure.
Okay, Jose, what
No
about you?
pressure.
Have you ever felt pressure?
Yes. Yes, because if let's be honest, the market pressures, I don't know if market is the right word, but the market pressures you to get certifications. There are times that certain certifications are trendy,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? And whether you like it or not, you're probably going to feel some sort of pressure to say if you want to level up, right, you need to have these certifications. Let's talk about Nigeria, right? We've seen job postings that would ask for the craziest, that have the craziest salaries in a bad way and ask for the craziest and most expensive certifications. Those things are pressure in some type of way. Do you understand? So yes,
Yeah.
I have. Did I need those certifications to, get my foot through the door? Absolutely not. But I think that as you advance in your career, you get to realize that for you to stay where you are, for you to advance, you still need those certifications. And like Chin, as I said, like a lot of, in fact, even the ISO 27001, like the exam and everything I did was also free, right, through the platform. And then there are all these free resources that like you can leverage on. But number one, I don't think you absolutely need a certification to get your foot through the door. Number two, personally, I have been pressured to look towards a particular certification. Yeah, so
Right. So for me, at the beginning stage, I was pressured. I was pressured. It was security plus,
God,
and courses from EC Council.
say the truth, China. Wait,
I
China,
I think I was not pressured because I did not have the money.
I did not have the money,
No,
but I was
like,
thinking about it
there's a way-
seriously.
there's a way-
point you wanted to take Security Plus.
Yes, there was definitely, there was a point I
Yeah.
wanted to take security plus, and that was when I was looking for a job. I wanted to take it, but I wasn't that pressured because I did not have the money to pay for this certification. So, what I have this ideology towards life, what I cannot have, I tend to keep my eyes away from it. What I cannot afford, I tend to take my eyes away from it. So, pressure to take a certain certification, I would say yes and no.
Now the truth is coming out.
I'll say yes and no. Yes, when I was looking to get my foot into the door.
Exactly.
And then when I got my foot into the door, I realized that there's a need for it, but you don't actually need it to get your foot into the door. But if you want to stay relevant and earn the big bucks, there's a need for it.
I mean, there was
Absolutely.
a point. There was a point where we realized, or I realized, that certification was not.
All in all.
Yeah, it wasn't. And even I think after I was out of the phase of, okay, I don't really need certification. I was like more focused on building my skills. That's when I realized that certification was not enough.
But now I'm in the phase where I need certifications. I'm in the phase where I'm chasing after certifications.
Exactly. As you're advancing,
Actively.
like
So yeah. Yeah.
Right. So because like right now online you would see, especially on LinkedIn, you would see congratulations, I've gotten the certification. I've gotten, like, if you just come online to LinkedIn now, you would see that people are just collecting certifications left and right, right? But how many certifications do one actually need? Like, how many certifications do you need? Do you need to write 10? Do you need to write like is there an amount to know that okay you should stop here, or you still need to go on? Like, how many certifications are enough?
If I'm thinking about certifications personally, I'm thinking, I mean, it's quality over quantity, right?
Yeah.
It's about the certification, the type of certification, the niche you're in, rather than, because I think if I'm hiring somebody and the person comes to me with like all the certification, that's a red flag. Like, how come you
I
have
was about to
you have
ask if
cloud-based
too many
certifications, you
certifications
have the
are red
SOC certification,
flags.
you have GLC certification, you have, and I'm like, no. So I personally, I think it's more about, there are people that would have, like Joy said, right? Like there was someone you met that has just two certifications, and that was enough to get her to the point that she is. It's more about like the quality of the certifications rather than, and don't let people pressure you because of the fact that they have, like, if you go to their LinkedIn profile, they have like this. I don't think people should get pressured by that.
Yeah. So would you rather say that, or would you rather choose someone with one certifications and like one solid certification with solid project over somebody with five certifications and no experience at all?
If I was a recruiter, definitely somebody with experience and wants, definitely somebody with experience and no certifications over somebody with a lot of certifications and zero experience. It's not about how many certifications you have, it's about how you can apply the skills that are required for your job role. And no, please, somebody with zero certifications. Now, I'm even twisting your question now. Zero certifications and work experience and skills and projects, because I know I got my first job without work experience, like proper work experience, but I had personal projects,
Mhm.
and I was picked. I think I was picked over people that had certifications, and I proved myself in the role, which is what is important. Can you prove your certification?
Yeah,
Can you prove
that's
your
very
work?
important.
It's not by having a lot of projects, because there are some people that have a lot of projects and they still don't understand what a project does.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they follow people's walkthrough, which is not a bad thing. But do
Yeah.
you really
They shouldn't
understand the
rely on it
concepts
enough.
behind the project? Do you understand the
Yeah.
need behind the project? So you should be able to defend your project, defend your certification, whatever it is you have. You should be able to defend it with your skills. That's what I think.
Okay. So I think I'm going to bring this back. I know I've said that okay, we can get a job without certification, right? But let's settle it once and for all. Can somebody actually get a job without a certification? Or are we just lying? Right? If yes, right, what are the alternatives we can what are the alternatives to replace this set? Is it like project, is it internship, is it networking? Or if no, what are the kind of roles you think actually matters for these sets?
Okay, so to your first question, because I'm going to answer this from an entry level perspective, right? Absolutely not. In my experience, I don't think people need certifications to get their, like, to land a job, right? As an entry level person in, like, for instance, Nigeria, where we are, right? And the reason why I say that is because, even like watching, as I said, I think a lot of forward thinking, like hiring managers or forward thinking people that are hiring, should and would always pick people that have built projects, right? So I mean, experience is good, right? But for that particular case, the experience you need are like personal experience where you've built something that actually works. You've worked on personal projects. Because if I'm hiring somebody, right, and I'm hiring for an entry level position, that shows initiative, that okay, you've done this, you're that, you took initiative and you've worked on things. So yes, definitely, to me, that's the alternative to, getting certifications. And I think that people, I mean, Chinaza, yourself, you guys are like, examples of people that have gotten into the field without any form of certification. So yeah, I do think people can get their leg through the door without certifications, and the alternatives are build projects and, yeah, build important and quality projects, relevance projects. That's the word.
So yeah, to buttress more on what Josiah has said, definitely you can get a job without certification. Would it be difficult? Yes, it will. And you have to accept that it's going to be difficult. You have to accept your waiting season. That's what I call it. You have to understand that the fact that you're not getting roles and the fact that you're not getting interviews does not invalidate your skills or anything. It just means you've not gotten the job. It doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing. It doesn't mean you don't know where your head is at. So yes, it can get you. You can get a job without a certification. Definitely, I'm a living proof of that. Um, but yes, building relevant projects, depending on what field you're in. If you're in SOC, you build SOC related projects. If you're into penetration testing, you hack something. Please hack something with permission. You hack something and have like a whole blog post about that. Have like a GitHub repo that has just have proof that you know what you're doing, even
Yeah.
if you don't have like work experience and you don't have an employer that can recommend you for a job. So have things that can speak for you. Another thing is networking is actually very important. Now, I think we've had an episode on networking, so I'm not going to speak too much about it. I would always say when you're networking, don't be selfish. You have to be willing to give value to receive value. You're not just going to follow somebody on LinkedIn just because you feel that person is going to get you a job, and you're not looking to like show the person that you're actually doing something relevant or something that could help them. So you have to be willing to give value to receive value. You have to go to events, network with people. Just open up your network, because I think the last two jobs I've my last two roles, I got them from my network. I was speaking to someone early this year that I've never had to like apply for a job. I got my roles from my network. And that was because I had projects that they could speak on. I had projects that they could relate to. I had projects that they could say, okay, this lady knows what she's doing. She's not just all talk and no work. You understand? So you have to have value for people within your network to actually see you as somebody that is relevant for a particular role that they have or something. So yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. So this one we'll be talking about experience. For someone thinking, okay, how can we get this experience with no job? We've been talking about it. Even if you do not have a job, there are various labs, training platforms, cybersecurity training platforms, and what Josiah and Chinaza say, building projects. It might necessarily not be a coding project. There are other things you can build. There are same platforms you can configure. There's the anything that Chinaza did. There's building a sandbox. There are actually a lot of things that you can do without getting a job first. So these are you can incorporate that as your experience in your project. Even if let's say for example you finish the whole junior penetration tester pathway in Try Hack Me, it's an experience that you can add on your CV. You can add it on, show them what you have worked on, and actually carefully strategically write what you did. Don't just say I worked on a lab in Try Hack Me or did this and this. That's rubbish. So actually just strategically.
It's okay to laugh.
Okay, so just like actually just put it in a way that's actually presentable to the
Recruiters.
recruiters that are actually looking at your CV. So yeah. Then if you have gotten an internship is an added plus, you can add that as well to your CV. I mean, I don't really advise people to do like a whole lot of internships. It's like it's not too much. It's like just weighing your self esteem down. Once you have done like two or three, max four internship, I think four is even too
For
much. There are
For
people that have done more than
free,
seven.
people are going
I'm
around
just
in
saying.
circles in this
Just
industry.
saying.
People
Yeah.
are
There was a point. There was a point where I asked Emmanuel. I was like, "Should I go for another internship?" Emmanuel said, "No, Joy.
yeah.
Joy, you're good enough to and land a job." And I was like,
clock it.
"If not, like, there's a question you need to ask your peers. You need to ask somebody that you look up to or somebody that is in a position that you want to be in. You ask them to actually evaluate
Evaluate you.
you Understand? So that you can be able to evaluate yourself better, or go back to the drawing board and actually settle down and say, okay, do I am I good enough to continue this, or am I good enough for a level up?
Yeah.
So that's actually something you actually need to consider as well.
Joy, can I
I
say
wanted
something?
to add something.
Okay, good.
There's also something about you feeling like you have to be 100% ready before you apply for that job. You don't have to be 100% ready. If you look at a job description and you fit 60 to 70% of what they are looking for, apply for the job. If you attend the interview and you flop the interview, it's a learning curve. Take lessons from that interview and apply it to your next interview. We're all learning in this industry. I don't even somebody with 10 to 20 years of experience is learning something new every day. And the willingness for you to actually pick lessons from failures is what will keep you relevant in an industry such as this. So you don't have to always be perfect. You don't have to always You're not going to get every role that you interview for. You're not going to get every role that you interview for. You're probably not going to get feedback from every application you send out. It an is not an invalidation of your skills. It just There are a lot of people in the job pool. That's one thing you're going to have to understand. And the chances that you will get feedback from an application is really slim. So you don't have to let that determine your value in the industry. So that's just what I wanted to add, because I feel like why people go around in circles, internship after internship, boot camp after boot camp, is because you feel like you're not there yet. But
Yeah.
how would you know you're not there yet if you don't try to get there? So just like try to get there. If you flop, no wahala, go back to the drawing board and start um closing those gaps, because I feel everybody in this room has had an interview where they were able to identify gaps.
Hey, I flopped.
Thank you.
Jesus.
So
I cried.
the idea is cry. You will cry. Cry, but go back to the drawing board, look at those gaps, and actually look out for ways that you can close that gap so you don't have those exact gaps when you land your next interview. So that's what I wanted to add. Josiah, you had something to say?
Yeah, I was going to add that people should. I mean, I think volunteering like is something that we didn't mention, right? Because I think if you've built one or two projects, right, it's fine to volunteer, because I think if I have a company, right, and there's someone that has built one or two projects that is willing to volunteer, I would always accept that person, right? And if you volunteer, that counts as very solid experience,
Yeah.
right? If
Yeah.
you're putting in your resume and things like that. So I think people should also think towards volunteering, because I would even rate volunteering as a form of experience over certifications,
Yeah.
certain certifications, right? That people are like striving to get and things like that. So yeah,
Jonathan, you
volunteering.
remember that time we met that man, and he said
At
that,
recess, yeah?
yeah, he said that voluntary for international companies, right, actually gives people an edge to volunteering for like international company gives people an edge, especially if you're looking
Yeah.
for international roles. It
Jogging.
shows that okay, you're being
Ye-
involved.
And you're able to give
Yeah.
back to the society and the industry. So
Yeah. So also, I want to state that there are various fields in cybersecurity. Like if you truly do not align with technical roles, they are non-technical roles. There's cybersecurity sales. There's
that's a
a vulnerability
whole
assessor.
mine.
Yeah.
There's an IT auditor.
Yeah.
There's a risk manager. Like there's cybersecurity awareness.
Yeah, that's a few.
That's a field.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
go and make people aware, right? So if honestly, if you are not a person for all these technical
jargons.
things, there are other like chill aspects of
Just
cybersecurity.
find
Yeah,
your
just pick your poison. I know that
Thank
okay,
you,
if
pick
you
your
want to suffer,
poison.
they'll I not there I
But
did.
no, even if it's not technical, another thing to understand, the fact that it's not technical doesn't mean it won't stretch you. So you have to understand that you're going to have to lock in no matter
Yeah.
what field in cybersecurity or tech you're looking to get in. You have to get into your head that you need to lock in and actually be very good at this part that you have picked for yourself, because nobody picked it for you, if you're being honest. So yeah.
Yeah.
Joy, one thing, right, on this issue of technical and non-technical, please let me debunk a stereotype. The fact that it's not technical does not mean you will not make money from it. Like it's even funny because the non-technical roles are the roles that probably even make like pay the most, right? So please, if you have that stereotype that oh my god, I need to know how to do this, I need to be very technical before I earn from cybersecurity, you absolutely do not.
Just pick what you
Right,
love.
pick what you love and do it. And if you have a a thing for doing the technical stuff, that's also fine. Like it's totally fine and based on your interests. So
Yeah.
you know
Okay, so one thing I want to conclude on is that cyber security certifications are expensive.
Jesus.
So be careful or pick whichever ones that aligns best to you. You don't need to like break the bank. You can save up if you are trying to get a CPTS this year, or no, if you say you want to get a CPTS, you can actually say, okay, I'm going to take it next year. So you have like a whole 12 months plus to actually save up for that certification. You don't need to say, okay, I want to take it in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks. No, because they're so expensive. You need to settle down and do what you have to do to actually get that those certifications. So yeah, just for clarity, if there is someone listening now, like what would you tell them if they are confused over running certifications? What's that one piece of advice to give them before they like spend their money?
Research. Right.
Mm,
I mean, you said people that are about to take certifications,
yeah.
right? Research, because you don't want to. Cybersecurity certifications are expensive, and you don't want to be the person that just goes for any certification for the sake of it, right? You research if you're at the point in your career where you're picking a niche and you want to, you need to take very very relevant certifications, right? So for me, the one piece of advice I would just say is do your due diligence, understand the pros of getting that particular certification, and there can be one certification that you take that covers for like 3 or 4, right? And it's that relevant rather than going to now take those other certifications that would probably not even be relevant for you in the next like 5 6 years in your career. So yeah, research.
Okay.
Okay, since Josiah has spoken to the people looking to take certifications, which means you must have some level of experience, my final advice would be to the beginners: focus on your skills and not the certifications. If you have the funds to take the certifications, you can take the certifications. But if there's one thing I know is when you have the skills, the chances of you acing the certifications is higher than when you don't have it. So focus on gaining relevant knowledge and building up on your skills before you start looking at getting certifications.
Yeah. So that's it. It's a wrap. Chinaza and Josiah has said it all, right? And I mean, if you have any more questions, we have a dilemma form, right? It's on our link tree, right? So you can actually just go there and type in what you want us to, any questions you
Do
want
not
us
be
to
shy.
answer,
Do not be
literally,
shy.
or any additions you want us to add. Like, do not be shy. Just state it there. You can be anonymous. So anything you want us to talk about, anything you want us to add on, anything you want us to improve on, you can just like put it there and we'll check through it. We'll be sure to check through it and actually talk about it. So please follow us on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, follow us on Apple Music, right? Whichever platform you are listening to, just follow us there and please turn on your notifications because we are posting bi-weekly every Thursdays. So
This is still figuring
this
tech
is
out.
still
Check out.
figuring tech out.
Bye.
Bye.
This is still figuring tech out.